Welcome, welcome to the students joining the webinar this evening. I want to welcome you all to the Stockton Virtual College Fair. Welcome to students that are joining us. Students, just a couple of things before I pass it off to our presenters. If at any point during the presentation you have a question for the whole group or maybe just for a specific university, please go ahead and use that Q&A button that's at the bottom of your screen. The audience doesn't see your question, it just goes to the presenters, and your camera and microphone are off so the presenters cannot see or hear you. Also, the school doesn't need to be presenting at the time that you ask that question, so it's open for questions throughout the 45 minutes. Also, there are more sessions happening this evening for the Stockton Virtual College Fair, so go ahead and check out that website for additional offerings. And this is being recorded, and so you can access it on the same website where you registered in a few days. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it off to our representative from Hawaii Pacific University.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Alex Miller. I work here in our Office of Admissions at Hawaii Pacific University. So I get to work with all of our amazing Northern California students. I used to live in Northern California myself. I lived in the Berkeley, Oakland area and have lived here in Hawaii for about 2 years. So it's definitely been a totally new experience for me. It's been unlike anywhere I've ever lived before. So I'm excited to share more about Hawaii Pacific University, what makes an experience at HPU unlike any other. We'll definitely talk a little bit about the admissions process and a little bit about life in Hawaii. So I always like to start by talking about our location. We're located on the island of Oahu, so not the biggest island in size, but we are in population. So we have about 1 million people here on our island, so very much a vibrant city, always something going on. We're an international city as well, so you definitely see that reflected at the university. We have about 4,000 undergraduate students, and our students are coming from all 50 states and over 70 different countries. So we are the most diverse private university in the country. We also, this is one of my favorite fun facts, are routinely ranked the happiest city in America, which I think is awesome. I'll take that. Our campus is right in the heart of downtown Honolulu, so it doesn't look like a traditional college campus. It's really part of our city. So our students have easy access to walk to jobs and internships and great restaurants and coffee shops. So we kind of make this big triangle here in the downtown area. And Honolulu is very much a walkable city, a bikeable city. Most of our students don't bring cars with them when they come to the island. So you also get an island-wide bus pass as part of your student tuition and fees. So it's pretty easy to get around and go on all the adventures you're dreaming about. On the academic side, our programs are really focused on hands-on learning opportunities. So we want you to have the chance to really build your skills both inside and outside the classroom. So it looks a little different major to major and program to program. We do have one thing kind of consistent across all of our majors, and that's our guaranteed internship program. So just our promise to you that you'll do at least one internship while you're here. Most of our students do 3 or 4 internships and are really graduating with these amazing resumes. So if you're a nursing student, hands-on learning might look like working in our nursing simulation lab. So getting to practice all of your skills before you ever see human patients in the clinical environment. If you're a marine science or an oceanography major, it might look like going out on our 40-foot research boat. So actually getting to be on the ocean during class time and really building your field skills, as well as actually getting to see marine life in their habitats. So in terms of undergraduate major, we have a little bit of everything. So anything you're seeing on the screen in yellow is a major, anything in white is a concentration. Our most popular programs are probably marine biology, oceanography, psychology, business, and nursing. But like I said, we offer a little bit of everything, and you don't have to declare a major in the application process. So it gives you a little bit of time to maybe figure out what you're passionate about and what you're excited about at the collegiate level. Our students tend to be pretty adventurous. They want to try new things and have new experiences. So our students are really involved on campus, and I think also do a great job of exploring everything that Hawaii has to offer. So our students, show off those adventurous spirits in a few different ways. Our students study abroad at about 2 times the national average. So we offer 400 different study abroad programs in over 60 countries. We have more than 50 student organizations and clubs, so lots to be involved in. And I always recommend make a Hawaii bucket list for when you get here of all the hikes you want to go on and beaches you want to check out and foods you want to eat, because your 4 years here in Hawaii will fly by. On the admissions side, we really take a holistic approach to the admissions process. So we look at more than just your GPA and your grades. We want to know a little bit more about you in the process. So we ask you to start by filling out our application. We have our own HPU application on our website, and then we're also a common application school. We normally have a $45 application fee, but since you all came to hang out tonight, you can use the application fee waiver code SHARK. So SHARK, Shark, that's our mascot, and that'll waive that $45 application fee. We ask for your high school transcripts. Those can be unofficial. We also are now test optional for the ACT and the SAT, so those scores are not required as part of the admissions process. We don't require the personal statement, but I definitely recommend it. That's how we really get to know you a little bit better. So if you're already working on a college essay or even just have a couple paragraphs about yourself, that can be super helpful. And then we don't require recommendation letters, but again, we love to read all of the amazing things other people have to say about you. And we have 2 application deadlines this year. The first is our early action application deadline on November 15th. And then we also have an application deadline on January 15th. So we're a private university. That means no in-state or out-of-state tuition. Our tuition for this year is set at $28,800 for the year. And then room and board is typically between $14,000 and $19,000 per year. But we do have our California match commitment. So we actually match the UC's in-state tuition for all of our California high school students. So that takes your tuition from that almost $29,000 number per year, brings it down to the UC in-state rate of $12,570 per year. Good for all 4 years you're at HPU. And it's automatically added to your financial aid package. You don't have to apply for it. It's not tied to your grades or anything like that. And you can still add other scholarships and federal financial aid on top of that. So I'm your admissions counselor. So here's my contact information. Please feel free, reach out to me anytime with questions, or if you all just want to know more about life in Hawaii, I am only ever a phone call or an email away. So thank you all so much, and I will pass it along to UC Santa Cruz.
Thank you so much. UC Santa Cruz, you are up.
Great, hi everyone. Just gonna share my screen here. Well, welcome. My name is Lisa Overstreet. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions for UC Santa Cruz. And today I'm going to be talking to you about how UC Santa Cruz is different by design. So what makes us unique? We're a top tier 1 research institution. In fact, over 75% of our undergraduates conduct research, but we have the heart and feel of a small liberal arts college. We are the closest UC to the Silicon Valley. We're about an hour and a half south of San Francisco and about 45 minutes from San Jose. The campus itself is located in the hills of Santa Cruz. It's absolutely beautiful. We've got over 2,000 acres. It's all covered in redwood forests. There are hiking and biking trails throughout the campus. You'll see deer walking around, ocean views. And then it's just about a 7-minute bus ride down the hill to get to downtown Santa Cruz. There's lots of fun things to do in downtown Santa Cruz. That's where you'll find shops and restaurants. That's where the beach is, and the famous Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Many different options to study on campus. So we have 70 majors and 39 minors. They're all housed within our 5 academic divisions. So those are the arts, the humanities, the social sciences, the physical and biological sciences, and we have a school of engineering. Some of our most popular majors include computer science game design, film and digital media, psychology, and marine biology. We have some brand new majors, and those are agroecology, biotechnology, democracy, education, and justice. We also have a new Black Studies minor. Part of what makes our campus unique is our residential college system. So every single student at UC Santa Cruz is affiliated with one of our 10 colleges throughout their entire time at UC Santa Cruz. And this is actually true whether or not you live on campus. Each college was designed by a different architect, aside from colleges 9 and 10. So they all have a different look and feel to them. They all have different locations on campus. Each college has a unique theme. And then there are freshman core courses that are associated with the theme. There are also activities based around the theme. Every single college has housing. Every single college has dining. They all have academic advisors for their students. They all have different networking and social opportunities and different leadership opportunities as well. For instance, there's a UC Santa Cruz student-wide government, but then each individual college has their own college government as well. The colleges are actually completely independent of major. So there are students from all different majors that are affiliated with all of the colleges. If you want to think about UC Santa Cruz as like its own city, you can think of the colleges as neighborhoods within the city. So this really is a way of creating smaller communities within our larger system. And what's nice about having students from all different majors affiliated with all of the colleges is it gives you an opportunity to connect with a group of students who you may not have met otherwise. We are a medium-sized campus. We have about 19,000 students on our campus. Our student to faculty ratio is 24:1. Most of the classes are on the smaller side for our campus, although that doesn't mean you'd never be in a larger class. So largest lecture hall holds around 400 students, but that's just not how most of the classrooms are designed. So 72% have less than 50 students in them, and 63% have less than 30 students in them. Last year, we were able to admit a little over 65% of freshman applicants who applied. And the average GPA for the students who were admitted as freshmen was a 3.91. That is a weighted GPA. And keep in mind that these statistics can vary somewhat from year to year. Not only do we want to make sure that you're successful as students on our campus, but we also want to make sure that you're successful after graduation. And we have many alumni success stories. You'll have access to all different types of services on our campus to make sure that you're successful in the rest of your time after graduation and if you're furthering your education. For example, we have a career center on our campus. They host all different types of internship and career fairs that you can join in on. They have advisors. Those advisors can help you with planning for graduate school or professional school. For example, we have pre-professional health science advisors who can help you to plan and prepare for medical school. We have law school advisors to help you plan for law school. They can also help you with career placement and finding those different opportunities. And some of the examples of companies that many of our students work for after they graduate are Facebook, Cisco, Apple, Google, and Genentech. We were recently ranked one of the top 20 universities to land you a job in the Silicon Valley. Really appreciate you connecting with us here tonight, and we definitely hope that you keep in touch with UC Santa Cruz after today. We have a number of different virtual events taking place, and we have the link here for you for our different virtual events that are happening. And those include virtual campus tours, which are interactive. So I definitely encourage all of you to join us for one of those if you haven't had a chance to yet. Please do continue to ask questions in the chat. I'm happy to answer those questions for you. And then if you want my contact information, I'm more than happy to share that with you as well so we can keep in touch after tonight. Thank you.
Excellent. And we will move on to our next presenter from Cal Maritime.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrea Sendejas. I'm the Southern California Enrollment Counselor for Cal Maritime. This is just a beautiful picture of our campus here. We are located about 30 minutes north of Berkeley, 1 hour from San Francisco. We have one of the most unique experiences. We are a California State University, but we're a hybrid with a maritime academy. There are only 7 maritime academies in the US. We're the only one on the West Coast, the best coast. We're also the best dressed Cal State. We're the only Cal State where students wear uniforms, and that comes from the tradition of being a maritime academy. Right off the bat, we are not a military school. There's no military requirements in any of our programs. About 8% of our students go on into the military, and it tends to be in officer positions. So if you're interested in that, check out our website at csum.edu/military for more specifics. But this is just the admissions for the general campus. We are about 925 students strong right now. So you have the price tag of a California State University with the intimacy of a private small school. Our average class size is 18. We're extremely hands-on. So no matter what major you pick, you will have a hands-on learning experience, an internship that goes along with it, and an international experience that is also part of your degree requirement. So being in the Bay Area gives us this wonderful view here, and it's a very small campus, so we can create that small community. If you're someone who wants that extra support of knowing that all your classes are faculty taught, having access to your faculty throughout your educational experience, you want to travel. If you're someone who wants to be able to navigate ships or be part of engineering, this is a really great campus for you. We also have excellent job opportunities. We have about a 90% job placement rate for our graduating seniors. These are our 7 degree programs here. International business is a focus on logistics. Oceanography is our most science-based program. Global studies is our most policy program. So if you're interested in law enforcement, going into international politics or maritime policy, it's a good pick. Mechanical engineering is the same top level ME program you're going to get from any Cal State. Facilities and marine engineering technology is systems engineering. So you're going to be working with HVAC, water, electrical, pretty much everything that lives inside of a building or a ship. So that's the difference between marine engineering technology and facilities. Marine transportation, that is our rarest gem, that is how to navigate ships. So you'll notice there that it says the licensing is through the US Coast Guard. And just like you need a driver's license and you get that from the DMV, you need a license to navigate a ship, and you get that from the US Coast Guard. Again, there's no military requirement to any of the degree programs. You are being certified to work on board ships as engineers, either for mechanical, which you opt into, or marine transportation, which is part of the degree program. Our admissions requirements are the same as all the other California State Universities. We're going to take a look at what we consider your A through G or college prep courses. Our average GPA tends to be between a 3.0 to 3.5. And for out-of-state students, you want to really meet that 3.0 mark for our impacted programs. So we have some competitive programs on our campus: marine transportation, facilities, and marine engineering technology. We are going to take a look at your overall math GPA, your A through Gs, and making sure that we recommend that you take a 4th year of math or physics if available. If you're interested in mechanical engineering at Cal Maritime, you will have to meet the requirement of having pre-calculus before you graduate high school. And that's because our students are set up on a very strict schedule starting from the very first semester, and you take a calc-trib combination class your very first fall with us, and we want you to be prepared for that. The international part of our campus, if you are an engineering student or marine transportation, you actually travel on our 500-foot training ship, the Golden Bear, as part of your degree program. If you're doing the licensing program, you do it twice on board our ship. If you are doing non-licensed like mechanical engineering or facilities, you only do it your very first summer with us. And everything you learned in theory, you're going to put into practice that very first summer. If you're a marine transportation student, you're in the bridge, you're charting, you're starting to navigate, of course, with the help of staff and faculty. If you're an engineer, you're in the engine room, and we're talking about a 500-foot training ship with 2 diesel engines. It doesn't get more hands-on than that. For our international business, global studies, and oceanography students, they travel their sophomore summer. They don't go on the ship. It's about a 3 or 4 week trip that they fly to a different destination. You get a choice about 5 different destinations led by the faculty. And the idea is, if we're teaching you international business and we're teaching you global studies, we need to be able to provide you opportunities to experience the world, right? So, and to know that the expectations for business is very different in China or Japan than it is in the US, or how international trade policy affects, small ports in South Africa or Japan. So we want to give you that experience. We are part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program for students, so you won't be paying the out-of-state tuition 100%. You'll be paying a discounted rate if you're coming from Nevada or one of the states that's listed in the WUI program. I highly recommend that you take a look at our website for that, just to make sure that you fall into it. And the only criteria is that you have to be graduating from one of the states that is on our WUI list. Here are the next steps that we offer for our students. Our application is open October 1st and through December 4th. You have all that time to submit, but if you submit before October 31st, we will let you know by December 15th if we can give you a yes right away, and you still have until May 1st to decide. Please check out our preview week information page. We will be having a different preview Zooms every day of the week this week, so please, and check out the recordings. There's my contact information as well as the admissions office. So please shoot us an email, give us a call, and check out our website.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And we will now pass it off to Pepperdine Graziadio Business School.
Okay, let me just, I'm sorry. Hi, everyone. My name is Hannah Mahuelo. I am the Assistant Director for Recruitment and Advising at the Graziadio Business School at Pepperdine University. And with me today is Bree Jensen, one of our recruitment advisors. Would you like to say hi, Bree?
Good evening, everyone. Happy to be here.
Hi, so Pepperdine University, if you don't know where we are located, we're actually located in beautiful Malibu, as you can see here in the picture, but we do also have our business school campus at West LA. We are a small private Christian university, but you do not have to be a Christian in order to enroll into the campus or in our program. We're here today to talk to you about the business program, but we also are AACSB accredited, which we are very proud of. That means it is an international accreditation, the highest international accreditation any business program can achieve. There are only 5% of business schools out there that are AACSB accredited, and what that means is that it is recognized not only in the United States, but in other countries as well. Now, we do have, I did mention that we have a campus in Malibu, but we also have our campus in West LA. We have two distinctions here as far as our offerings are considered. So we have Seaver College, as you can see, that is the Malibu campus. That is more for our traditional students. That houses all of our undergraduate majors and minors. And we do not have a tag for Seaver College. But you see Alex Moses here. He is the contact for those of you that are coming out of high school and would like to apply to Pepperdine University. Now, we also have the West LA campus, which is also offering fully online classes for those of you that are not in Southern California. We offer the Bachelor of Science in Management program, and this is for our non-traditional students. Now, let me go to the next slide to explain it further. So we offer the Bachelor of Science in Management program, as I mentioned, at West LA, and it is also fully online. It requires 60 units of transferable credits and a minimum of 2 years of work experience. Now, that is any paid work experience that you have. I know majority of you here that are joining us are coming out of high school, but if you decide to move on to a community college and transfer afterwards, then this is something that you can consider, especially if you are also working full-time during the day, because our classes are in the evenings and some weekends. And what's special about this program is that it actually tracks into our one-year MBA. And this particular program has a tag of a 2.8 cumulative GPA alongside your 2 years of work experience. Now, transfer requirements. Here are transfer requirements. If you are actually going through the UC Breath or IGETC Breath, you will fulfill the 60 units that we require, but we require 3 units of English composition, 3 units of math. As you can see here, it's college algebra equivalent or higher. So you can take college algebra, statistics, geometry, trigonometry, pre-calc or calculus. Rule of thumb is anything that's over or above intermediate algebra. And as you can see here, other of the general units, social sciences, humanities. As far as our natural science requirement is concerned, we do not require a lab, additional GEs of 9 units and 30 units of electives. Now, electives is basically anything under the sun that is offered at your local community college or any regionally accredited university or college. As I mentioned earlier, we do have the TAG, which is a transfer admission guarantee, that for this program, it's a minimum of 2 years paid work experience, an overall cumulative GPA minimum of 2.8 or higher, obviously meet the 60 units that I mentioned earlier, and then you can be considered for our transfer admission guarantee. Now, I did mention that what's special about this program is that it tracks into our 1-year MBA. We also have the honors scholarship or the honors awards that we call as far as our fall 2020 class and onwards. You can receive up to 50% or a full ride to our 1-year MBA. As you can see here, I mentioned earlier, it's 3.4 GPA to waive the first year of our MBA, which our regular MBA is 2 years. And then if you graduate with a magna cum laude, which is a 3.7 to a 3.8, it's 50% off of our 1-year MBA. And if you graduate as a summa cum laude with a 3.9 or 4.0, then you will receive a full ride towards our 1-year MBA. We do have also other scholarships. As I mentioned, we do have the merit scholarship, which amounts to between $4,000 to $7,500 per semester for the 6 semesters. A maximum would be 57% of tuition scholarship. We also have the Graziadio referral scholarship, which is $2,500 towards your first term tuition. If a Pepperdine alum, a Pepperdine graduate, or a current student refers you to our business program. And we have our contact information here. Part of our job really is to help you get a successful admission decision. So we help you through picking the classes, making sure you have the 60 units, going through your resume. So you can click on the QR codes right here to contact us and book the consultation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we will now turn it over to our representative from California Lutheran University.
Hello everyone, my name is Sheldon. I'm one of the admission counselors at California Lutheran University. We are located in Thousand Oaks, California in Southern California, halfway between Los Angeles and Santa Barbara. In terms of Cal Lutheran by the numbers, we have about 3,000 undergraduates at Cal Lutheran, so we like to keep things really small, really intimate. Average class size is about 17 students. So most professors actually know our students' names within the first week. We also have a student to faculty ratio of about 15:1. So a lot of our classes are more discussion based rather than lecture based. So you'll definitely be able to understand the content a little bit more and have those smaller class sizes. We also do not have any auditorium style classrooms, and all of our classrooms are typically like what you would see in the high school level as well. We are a fairly diverse institution with about 27% of our students identifying as first generation or the first in their family to go to college. Also, 53% of our students come from underrepresented backgrounds, so diversity is something that we really strive for and we're really proud for. We are also a Hispanic serving institution, so as of 2016, we have a lot of support systems for students from that background, as well as students who are interested in our teaching majors, as well as our STEM majors. Although Lutheran is our middle name, our students come from 39 different faith and non-faith backgrounds, so everyone has a home at Cal Lutheran. And although we are in California, our students come from 42 states and 49 countries. So students in California will be able to get that out-of-state experience as well as that global experience as well. We are about 25 minutes away from the ocean, so we are pretty close considering we're in Southern California. And overall, 97% of our students either get a full-time job in their field or go on to grad school within 9 months. So our students are very well prepared for life after Cal Lutheran. In terms of our majors, we have about 41 majors to choose from. We are a liberal arts institution, so we have a little bit of everything, but our most popular majors are biology, business, communication, exercise science, and psychology. Although those are our most popular programs, we do not have any impacted majors. So students can pick any major that they want. Their major will not affect their admission decision. And students have until their third semester while at Cal Lutheran to figure out exactly what they want to major in. So there's plenty of time for students who are currently undeclared. We also have a 4 to finish guarantee, so we make sure that students are finishing their degree in 4 years. For whatever reason, if a student needs an additional class after that 4th year, we'll refund that tuition after that as well. We also have 4+1 programs in our graduate degrees, our graduate programs in our School of Management, where students can get their bachelor's and master's degree in 5 years total time. We also guarantee housing all 4 years for our students. So I know that a lot of you will be coming from further afield. So we make sure that students are taken care of in terms of housing. We have 15 co-ed residence halls that are all suite style. And they all come with air conditioning, heating, Wi-Fi, cable, and laundry. We are ranked 12th best in the state of California for our residence halls. And we have dining options that cover a little bit of everything. So Starbucks and all you can eat style eatery, Jamba Juice, and so forth. We also guarantee free parking for all students. So students can bring their car starting from their first year, and they can register it with our campus safety office. And you put a decal on your car, and you don't have to worry about paying for parking or finding a spot. In terms of sports, we have 22 NCAA Division III athletic teams to choose from. And although we are D3, we do have nationally ranked teams on our roster. So primarily our men's baseball team and our women's volleyball team are the top in the nation. They both have national titles under their belts. So we definitely have that competitive atmosphere. We also have that great student athlete balance. So when you're competing as a Cal Lutheran student, you are a student first and supported by your athletics, which is really great. And we also have world-class training facilities. We are the official training grounds for the Los Angeles Rams NFL team. So they are practicing on our campus right now, and we'll be able to keep their facilities once their facilities are completed in the LA area, which we're really excited for. In terms of the application process, we are on the Common App. So it allows you to apply to over 600 schools, all with one application. We require students to submit a high school transcript, as well as at least one letter of recommendation to complete their application. Starting from this year and moving forward, we are test optional, so students do not have to submit a standardized test score to complete their application. If students do, however, have test scores that they would like to submit, you can use that as part of our holistic review process. Our holistic review process means that students or us as admission counselors aren't looking at one particular part of the application and weighting it different weights to create a decision. We get to know who a student is before we make our final decision. In the middle, you'll see our average student profile. That's only our middle 50%, so don't let those numbers scare you. We aren't looking for anything in particular, and we don't have any minimum requirements. So our average GPA is 3.8 weighted. So if you take honors, AP, IB courses, we'll automatically weight your GPA for you. For students who are submitting test scores, if you have an SAT, our average SAT is 1150 and our average ACT is 24. We have two different deadlines at Cal Lutheran. We have our non-binding early action deadline happening on November 1st. We also have our regular decision deadline happening on January 1st. The only difference between early action and regular decision is basically timing. So for early action, we notify students around January 15th. And for regular decision, we notify students around April 1st. All students who apply to Cal Lutheran will automatically be considered for merit-based scholarships. And so that just comes in your decision letter right away. We also have a scholarship that's very unique to Cal Lutheran. It's called the Public Price Promise. If a student shows us an acceptance letter from one of the larger UCs, we will provide a scholarship to match the cost of attendance of the UC system. On the screen, you'll see my direct contact information. I am the admission counselor for the Stockton area. So if you have any further questions, feel free to let me know, and I'll be more than happy to work with you moving forward. But thank you so much.
Great. And on to our final presenter for the evening, Dominican University of California.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you guys for being here today. Let me just make sure I can get this thing to present here. All right, so I am with Dominican University of California. If you are not familiar, we are in the Northern Bay Area, so Bay Area. As you can see here, we're in the city of San Rafael, just 20 minutes north of the Golden Gate Bridge. On this side of the 580, you can see we have Berkeley, Oakland, Richmond, and just 20 miles west of where we are is the coast. So if you are wanting to get a break from studying, I have a lot of students who head to the coast for kind of a little study break to just kind of de-stress. And then another 20 minutes north from where we are is wine country. So of course, once you're of age and are 21, there's a beautiful wineries for you to visit and, go and have some fun. A few quick facts about Dominican. We were founded in 1890, so we've been around for quite some time now. We have about 1,800 students. That includes our undergraduate and our graduate students. The student to faculty ratio is actually 10:1, so the classes generally tend to be on the smaller side of Dominican. However, the largest class size is roughly going to be about 30 students, so you will not be in a huge lecture hall of over 300 students, so you will definitely get your individualized attention. Your professors will definitely know you by your name, and I tell my students that if you're the student that wants that, you're definitely going to get it here. But if you're the student that kind of wants to hang out in the back of class and not be noticed, it'll definitely be a little bit harder here at Dominican. About 72% of our students identify as ethnically diverse. 99% of our students receive financial aid, which is something I'll talk about a little bit later on. 35% of our students are Pell eligible, and 23% of our students are first generation. Dominican's in the top 11 colleges and universities in California, and it's tied at #1 in California and #2 in the West for ethnic diversity, so it's something we're very proud of. The average GPA once at Dominican is about a 3.6 GPA. So what makes Dominican unique? This is something that we've recently implemented into the curriculum, and it's something that you're going to get out of your time here at Dominican. It's not something that you will see physically other than like your internships and your big research projects, but it's just what we call the Dominican experience. And it's these 4 components. The first is integrative coaching. Every single student at Dominican is given an integrative coach, which is basically someone to walk you through all 4 years of your time here at Dominican. They're your go-to person. They're not your academic advisor. They're just there for like additional support. I tell my students they're there for academic things and personal things. Maybe you're having a hard time getting acclimated to campus, you're homesick. They're there for you. If you are having a hard time with a professor, don't know who to reach out to for additional support, they're your go-to person. So take advantage of them, not in a bad way. And then next is community engagement. Every single student at Dominican is required to complete an internship. So you are required to do at least 1. Most students graduate with at least 4, which is great. So again, taking advantage of that. Every single student, we want our students to make the best out of their time here at Dominican. I tell my students that Dominican wants you inside of the classroom as much as we want you outside of the classroom. We want you to be engaged citizens. We want you to be giving back, whether that be in your service learning classes, those internships, any volunteer work, or a job that you have while at Dominican. Next is signature work. Every single student is required to complete a senior capstone project. Your high school might require you to already do like a senior project before graduation, whereas a graduation requirement, that's similarly to what the signature work. It's your big piece that you work on all 4 years of your time here at Dominican. One of my favorite ones, because I was a communication student, was a student who completed a research project on the evolution of Bay Area hip hop, which I think was totally cool. But this is really what you make of it. If you are an art student, this might be like you putting together an art gallery with all of your work that you've done all 4 years to showcase everything. Lastly, a digital portfolio. Every single student is required to complete a digital portfolio. Your integrative coach helps set you up with it your freshman year, and then it's kind of up to you to keep adding to it all 4 years. A digital portfolio is basically like an online website, online resume, but a little bit more than a resume. So on there, you add all of your signature work, all of your community engagement, so those internships that we talked about, any volunteer experience that you have. Maybe you had a job while on campus. You put all of that in your digital portfolio. So when it comes time for you to graduate, and you have all of this to showcase all the work that you did all 4 years of your time here at Dominican. We know that employers don't want to know that you just went to class and got your degree. They want to know that you did all that extra stuff in between. So Dominican helps set you up with all of these tools. So when it comes time for you to go to grad school or apply for a job, you have it under your belt. We have over 60 majors, minors, and concentrations at Dominican. It's so easy to double major and pick up a couple of minors. I had a student this past year who graduated with 2 majors and 3 minors, so it's completely easy for you to do that. And I highly, highly encourage it because you're paying one price to get multiple certificates or degrees under your name. So I highly encourage them. Our top 5 majors are currently our direct entry nursing program, our business administration program. We have a 4+1 program as well. So you could do your bachelor's in 4 years and stay 1 extra year and do your master's, our psychology program, our communication studies program, and our biology program with that pre-med track. A few places where our students have land, since we are in the Bay Area, we are close to a lot of these big name companies. So you can see we have Oracle, Merrill Lynch, Intel, Indeed, Tesla Motors, PG&E, Apple, eBay, HP. So this is more for like our business and our tech students. And then we have our health science students. So our main partnership is with Kaiser hospitals and medical offices. So if you are going into nursing, occupational therapy, or the pre-med route, more likely than not, you're going to be placed at a Kaiser hospital or medical office to be doing your internships. Other than that, we also venture out to these other hospitals, which are great: Sutter Health, UCSF Children's Hospital in San Francisco, the VA department, Dignity Health, and then our local hospital, Marin General Hospital. So our application, we are a completely free application, so you can find us on the Common App or on the Dominican website. We have our own Dominican application. However, I highly recommend you apply through the Common App if you're planning to apply to other private or independent universities, just because it makes it a little bit easier. You only have to complete 1 application. So like I mentioned, we are completely free of cost. All we require is that additional personal essay. We are test optional, so you do not have to upload any test scores if you would not like to. We do not require letters of recommendation. And then for nursing, we have a few different requirements. So if you're interested in nursing, let me know in the question box and I will answer it. We only have a deadline for nursing, which is February 1st. Other than that, we do not require a specific deadline. We are rolling admission. We have merit-based scholarships. So as you can see here, just quickly, we offer scholarships based off your high school GPA, your weighted GPA. Anything higher than a 3.0 gets you a scholarship. And since we're running out of time, I'm going to quickly run over to my contact information in case you guys have any questions. Feel free to take a screenshot of my contact information or let me know in the questions, and I will get back to you with any questions that you have. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks so much. So at this point, we're getting close to the end of the presentation, but we do just have a minute or 2 left. So I do want to give every presenter just about 30 seconds to leave us with one last thought about your university, whether that's something you didn't get to cover or maybe a tradition or something that you want to share with our audience. And we'll start with Hawaii Pacific.
Awesome. I always just recommend to our students, make a Hawaii bucket list for all the things you want to experience while you're here at HPU. I recommend checking out our YouTube channel. It's not only our HPU videos, it's also videos of our students on adventures around the island. So a great way to kind of see what our students are up to and exploring. So thank you all so much.
Excellent. Santa Cruz.
Well, I'd just like to share a fun campus tradition with all of you. And it's actually a tradition for our brand new incoming students. We have a program that you can sign up for if you're interested and you're going to be enrolling in UC Santa Cruz. That's called our Wilderness Orientation. And so it's actually during the summer, right before you start school, students go on a trip with a cohort of other students. They sign up for different trips like backpacking adventures and kayaking adventures. And it's just a really great way to learn more about our campus and meet other students before you start, and then get everything started off on the right foot.
Cal Maritime.
Yeah, so one of our very, very first traditions you get to take part in is that we have what we call a capping ceremony. Because you have a uniform, there's a cap that goes along with it. So traditionally, when we had it on campus, your family would come up to you and they'd officially cap you as they were saying goodbye to you. So there's a lot of tears, a lot of happiness. And this year, because of COVID, we actually mailed it out to everyone. And we have everyone send us pictures with their families. And just kind of making like that last official, goodbye to your family and hello to Cal Maritime.
That's awesome. Pepperdine, Graziadio.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, we are not the traditional campus, unlike the Malibu campus. More of our traditions are over there. But a couple of fun things that we do at the business school is we do have orientation, new student orientation, and graduation at the Malibu campus, and we also have tons of networking events for our future entrepreneurs out there and working professionals. Bree, anything to add?
I think that's great. I think one of the things about Pepperdine is that we do keep it small and we give a one-on-one attention to each student from the application process all the way through graduation and even after with the alumni network.
Cal Lutheran.
Yeah, so one of our big traditions that we have at Cal Lutheran is that we have a big rock mural on the side of our mountain called, it spells out CLU. And during orientation, the first year students will go ahead and paint the rocks. It starts as, very civil painting, but eventually evolves into a big war paint fight. So it becomes a lot of fun for our new students and a really great way to bond with your new friends that you'll be with for the next 4 years.
And Dominican.
Yeah, one of our biggest traditions, so our biggest sport on campus is basketball. So generally for our men's basketball games, we have homecoming and we have what we call our ice box. So we are the Penguins, that is our mascot. So whenever we have our big basketball games, we all gather in the big ice box and all you can hear is, cheering and screaming, and it's one of the funnest experiences ever. So I highly recommend that if you plan to attend Dominican, attend our basketball games because you will not regret it and you will have the time of your life.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank all of our students for joining us today. As you exit the webinar, students, there's just a quick 4-question survey. When you click out, if you could please answer those questions for us, it helps a lot. Also, there are more sessions happening this evening for the Stockton Fair, so please check those out. And this recording will be available later on the website where you registered. Thanks everyone for joining us this evening and have a nice night. Bye.